Hey guys, welcome to the HVAC Diaries. Today is Friday, March 24th, and this is my weekly HVAC vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had a really good week. I did. In fact, I had such an exciting week. I keep thinking one of these days I'm going to go back to really boring jobs, which means boring vlogs, but we're not there yet. Before I continue, I just want to apologize for the rain. If you can hear it, I'm talking quite loudly, but it's been threatening to rain all day. And finally, when I parked my truck here to sit down with you guys, it started pouring. It was even hailing a second ago. So hopefully it's not too loud. So this week's vlog is going to be monopolized by one massive job. And it's the job that I mentioned at the end of last week's vlog. Last Friday, my dad found the compressor at our meat supplier to be doing some crazy things. And this week we got to replace it. I actually got it wrong last week. I said it was the 11-door store freezer that had gone down, but it was actually their walk-in freezer. And they've luckily got two systems in that freezer. So the large compressor was down all week, but the smaller compressor kind of held temperature, which was great. But before I get to the main event, we did have a handful of service calls and even some maintenance services this week. So let's get those out of the way.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just level up. Don't be scared. Crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just level up. Don't be scared.
Okay, back to the main story. So my dad got a call last Friday from our meat supplier saying that their main freezer was down. He went over there and diagnosed the compressor was dead. And just keep in mind, my dad has 45 years of experience in refrigeration. So that was his diagnosis. And the things that we found was it was running way over amps. It should be running at 60 amps, and we were hitting like 90, 91 amps. The compressor was vibrating like crazy. It was so loud, and it seemed like there was no oil in it either. So miraculously, they had a compressor for us, so we got everything prepared and ready. To make the change on Wednesday. And what's kind of cool about this change, this compressor change, is that my mom and dad had to go out of town overnight on Tuesday. So Wednesday, my brother and I were by ourselves doing this major repair. And I really think that my dad was suffering from FOMO. I mean, I would have been. But anyway, so Trevor and I were pretty chuffed that we got so much done just with the two of us. So basically, we got everything disassembled and disconnected. We bought 2 eye bolts, which went into the compressor, and we used a iron rod to go through those eye bolts, and that was going to be our lifting point. And it worked out so well. I'm so pleased that my brother and I got that old compressor off, just the two of us. It was like a hefty lift down, but then we had to call in reinforcements to get the new one onto the platform that it lives on, because as much as I want to do everything, I want to do the whole job myself, basically. I did not have the strength to lift up the new compressor and put it onto the pegs where it's supposed to go. So we called in my cousin, who literally lives like 10 minutes away, and he actually goes to the gym to do weightlifting. So we asked him, hey Lance, can you help us? And he helped us so great. So yeah, with Lance's help, we got the new compressor in place. I got to do all the electrical. I got to disassemble all the electrical, build the new electrical box on the new one. And you guys, starting it up, I was nervous. I'm like, I had my brother check my electrical work. I am still an apprentice, and I just want everything to be double checked, especially on that compressor that costs, the list price of that compressor is like $26,000. So when we're about to start it up, I had these little butterflies in my stomach, like, oh my goodness, please be okay, please be okay. And everything was okay. We're just about to fire her on, and I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I took like 1,000 videos of this job for you. So instead of explaining it all, I'm just gonna show you. And I just want to say that I know I take a lot of videos when I do a job, but I'm very quick and very sneaky with my camera, okay? So that's why I have so many videos. And this particular job, we took our time because we had the time. So there you go.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Alright, while the other compressor is off and it's nice and quiet, I can explain a couple of things. So I've gotten all of this electrical undone. It's the main power that comes in here. Everything else is labeled. Oh, okay. Okay, we pretty much got everything moved out of the way. I'm gonna start doing these bolts. A massive one over here. And then we've got some eye bolts in here. And we're gonna try our lift plan. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, well, I got all of these 4 bolts out. It took my entire body weight to get them cracked, but I got it. And now we lift this guy up. Oh my goodness. All right, we did it! Oh.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
We went back on Thursday morning to do some final checks with Dad and start her up. And then is when the real fun began, because that's when we needed to figure out what happened to the old compressor. Why did it die? And this is what we found. It appears that the oil separator was no longer pumping oil to the compressor. And a compressor has to have oil in it. It's like a car engine. If there's no lubrication, that thing is gonna die. It's gonna blow up, basically. So it needs oil. No oil was being returned to the compressor. And second to that, the oil failure safety was faulty. It didn't work. We tested it on the new compressor. Didn't stop the compressor from running. So today, Friday, we replaced the oil separator and the oil failure safety. And in order to replace the oil separator, we had to recover all of the refrigerant from the system, which took a couple of hours yesterday. To make sure that there was no refrigerant in the system when we cut it open. And I used a hacksaw to cut the pipes just to get that oil separator out. Sweet. We recut all the pipes that we were actually using, like the ones that were left on the system. We recut them, reamed them out, and did like a proper... I didn't hack job the whole thing, okay? So yeah, we reamed them out, put on new fittings. It was a bit of a challenge trying to get the new fittings to kind of work out where the pipes were placed. But we finally got her done. We got everything brazed in. My dad is like a surgeon when he's brazing. Oh my goodness, that turbo tank torch is so loud. My dad's like doing surgery in there when he's welding. It's like, mirror. Trevor's standing there with the fire extinguisher ready to go. What a job. Whenever you open up a refrigeration system, like we did to replace the compressor, the pipes were exposed to the atmosphere. We always replace the filter dryer as well. But the filter dryers that we usually replace are these little like canister looking things, or just like little tube thing. But the filter dryer in this system, because it's so big, actually has a removable core. And this particular one actually has 2 cores stacked on top of each other. So instead of replacing the whole filter dryer, I just had to undo the bolts, pull out the cores, and replace them.
Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just open up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
I feel like there's so much more to tell you, but I'm just trying to think. I took videos of a lot of things. Oh yeah, the other thing we replaced today was the oil failure safety. So yeah, just all around a really cool experience for me, a learning experience, just a physical doing experience. We were so filthy on Wednesday. I'm even wondering if I should throw my clothes into their own separate wash so that don't ruin any of my other clothes. My gloves, I have absolutely ruined these gloves. Look at how sad that little HVAC chest looks. So yeah, these are gonna go in the garbage. Unfortunately, there's no hope for them. They're covered in oil and all kinds of other grime. Yeah. We did get to visit our pool project earlier this week, and very excited to say that our pressure test held up. So now we're just a little bit ahead on that project. We still have to go back there a couple more times. Such a nice place here. We're doing this pool compressor again. Doing 1,000 trips to the truck and back. But so far, it's been a great success. Alright, you guys, well, I'll leave it there for today's vlog. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the HVAC Diaries HVAC vlog. I just wanted to remind you that there's 7 days left in March, which means 7 days left for our Women in HVAC Our Canada fundraiser, where we're selling t-shirts and crew necks. And all of the proceeds from those sales will go towards our scholarship fund for the next term. So make sure you order them before March 31st. All right, guys, thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you have an excellent weekend and an awesome week next week. It's spring. It is officially spring in North America, and I'm here for it, except for this rain. Thanks, guys. See you next week.